DDK Itanagar. Interview to Dr. Takingami on 11 January 2002 for Pars Scientific Studies and Pars reported upon Temen hybrid progeny of Mithun and Bala. 2002 में मैंने रिसर्च किए थे. उस समय मैंने मेक्सिको गया. मेक्सिको के मैंने टेमेन बाला पर मैंने साइंटिफिक रिसर्च किया, गार्मिन पर रिसर्च किया. टेमेन जो है बाला कैटल और मिथुन का जो क्रॉस प्रोडक्शन है, क्रॉस ऑफस्प्रिंग है, ये है मिथुन. मैंने आप लोगों को बाला का पिक्चर और ये भी दिखाया. इसके बाद दूरदर्शन केंद्र में मैंने इंटरव्यू दिया. इसके बाद दूरदर्शन केंद्र का डायरेक्टर मुझे सर्टिफिकेट दिया, ये दिस इज द सर्टिफिकेट. इसके बाद एक साइंटिस्ट, एक प्रोफेसर ने मुझे एक रिक्वेस्ट किया था, इसको एक आईसी इंडियन काउंसिल ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर रिसर्च, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी से इसको एक रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट बनाया जाएगा. मैंने परमिशन दिया. इसके बाद उसने मुझे ये भी कहा कि प्रिलिमिनरी वर्क्स फिजिकल एंड बायोमेट्रिक प्रोसेस मुझे करने के लिए बोला, टेमेन बाला और मिथुन गार्मिन के. मैंने किया. इसके बाद मैंने सक्सेसफुली करने के बाद में मैं इसको गवर्नमेंट ऑफ आर्टिफिशियल प्रोडक्ट्स, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ एनिमल्स वेटनरी, इसके बाद डिस्ट्रिक्ट में ये सब में मैंने सर्जरी के लिए परमिशन लिया. यहाँ पे ऑनर्स में वर्किंग परमिट दिया. मैंने बहुत अच्छे से कॉपरेट किया, बहुत अच्छे से काम कर दिया. मैंने बायोमेट्रिक फिजिकल सब स्टडी किया. एक प्रोजेक्ट का नाम है फिजिकल बायोमेट्रिकल बायोमेट्रिकल स्टडीज ऑन टेमेन हाइब्रिड प्रोजेनी ऑफ मिथुन एंड बाला. उस पर मैंने बहुत अच्छे से काम कर दिया. इसके बाद सर का ये मुझे सर्टिफिकेट है, एप्रिसिएशन सर्टिफिकेट है. मैं बहुत अच्छे से डॉक्टर टाकिंगमी बहुत अच्छे से काम किया, बल्कि ये एप्रिसिएशन सर्टिफिकेट है. इसके बाद ये है टेमेन जो टाटो सर्कुल के. इसके बाद ये है मोनिगो सर्कुल का टेमेन और बाला के साथ में. मैंने आपको मेक्सिको सर्कुल का मैं दिखा चुका हूँ. इसके बाद कुछ वीडियोस आएंगे.
Thank you, interviewers, and thank you, viewers and daughtersons.
First of all, Gambaji, I want to ask you the first question. What are the Temen and where is it found?
Thank you. The Temen is a heterosys progeny produced by crossbreeding with Mithun, Bos frontalis, and Bala in local dialect, one of the bovine species. It is found in the Mexico, Tato, and Monegon area, the upper belt of the western district of Arunachal Pradesh.
Yes, and then there's what are the socio-cultural aspect and its importance of the Temen?
Temen is one of the most important animal. The number of possessions of the Temen indicates the fame, fortune, and prosperity given by the divine God. It is used as a socio-cultural oriented like kebang, councils, marriages, sacrifice in the on the name of festivals, etc.
I see. And this, what is the, this genetic aspects of the Temen?
Yeah, for these genetic aspects, I have to refer to the charts and pictorial diagrams.
Yeah, please.
Since Temen is the progeny of Mithun and Bala, there is male Mithun and female Bala. So when it is crossed, the progeny is known as Temen, which is highly productive, having the 50% blood of the gene of Mithun and 50% blood and gene of the Bala. Again, when Temen is back crossed with one of the parental stock, that is Mithun, that is the progeny is more like a Mithun, that is not so productive. There is dominance of character of the gene of Mithun 75% and Temen Bala 25%. Again, when Temen is back crossed with one of the parental stock like Bala, the progeny or offspring produced is garmin, that is not productive.
Oh, excuse me, this garmin is the name of the medicinal or, this name of the local?
It is the name of the local dialect.
I see.
So having the dominance of character of the gene of Bala 75% and Temen Mithun 25%, since it is not productive, so the breeding plan for the Temen and Bala is discarded. Again, when Temen and Temen are crossed, the progeny produced is Temen. It is highly accepted productive quality with extremely high percentage of pets and continuations of generations of Temen. So the question may be possible, how come when Temen and Temen are crossed, how come the continuations of generations of Temen? For that I have an illustrations. Since one Temen contains 50% character of the blood of Mithun and 50% character of the blood of Bala, and one Temen contains 50% character of Mithun and 50% character of Bala, when it is crossed, 25% from this Mithun character will inherited. Again, 25% of this character inherited. 25% plus 25% is equal to 50% character of Mithun. Again, this one Temen from 50% from the Temen's Bala, 25% character will be inherited, another 25 character will be inherited, is equal to 50%.
Yeah.
This 50% into 50% constitute into one Temen, having 50% character of Mithun and 50% character of Bala. For another illustrations, when Temen and Temen are produced, since one Temen contains 50% character of Mithun and 50% character of Bala, 50% character of Mithun, 50% character of Bala, this 50% character will cross with this 50% character of Bala is equal to one Temen. This 50% character of Bala will cross with 50% character of Mithun, the offspring will be Temen.
I see. Okay, now this comparative aspect, will you please explain how are the comparative aspect of the Temen?
Yeah, thank you so much. For that also, I have to refer to the charts and pictorial diagrams also.
Welcome.
For that, I have a pictorial demonstrations. This is the frontal head of Mithun, both frontal is female. And this is the picture of the skull of the male Mithun.
Yeah.
Since Temen is the crossbreed of Mithun and Bala, so I use the picture of Mithun, Bala and Temen. And the skull of the male Mithun sacrificed Sabab Panam in Adi society at Uning Aram festival, decorated as symbol of pastimes and portion in Adi society.
I see. What is the meaning of this Uning Aran?
This is one of the festival, one of the name of the festival of the Adi
Festival
society.
of Adi society.
Yeah.
And, yeah, okay. Good.
And this is the picture of male Bala on grassland, grazing on the grassland. Now the difference is that the horn of the Bala is smaller and thinner than the horn of the male Mithun, and the horn of the female Bala is smaller than the female Mithun.
I see.
And this is the picture of the female Mithun grazing on the grassland, and this is the picture of female Temen. That is the progeny of Mithun and Bala. And this is the picture of Hyper Bala. Hyper means that's female, that's young Bala. And it's very docile animal.
Docile.
The difference is, one can see the differences that the head portions, skin colors, body structures, and this color of the petlocks, color of the below.
And then Mithun, their colors is white or the Mithun?
Yeah, the color below the color of the leg and forelegs of the Mithun, below the padlock, below the knee joint and elbow joint is white in color, whereas it is black, in case of Temen is black in color. So this is the female Hyper Mithun with the dams, and this is the picture the calf of Temen with dam, that is mother, and this is the calf of Temen.
Yeah.
This one is the young one of the Temen
I see.
with the mother, and this is the picture of Hyper Bala female.
Yeah.
And this is the picture of the calf of Mithun, that is the young one of the Mithun. And this is the picture of the Temen with calf. And this is the picture of Bala calf, that is crossed by Bala into Bala.
Bala into Bala.
Yeah.
Bala crossed by Bala.
Bala crossed by Bala.
I see.
One of the most interesting pieces is that during their childhood, during their early stages, there seems to be not so much differences. But by passing of the time, by aging of the time, the differences develops up. The Temens is the intermediate between the Mithun and Bala. It's not exactly like Mithun, not exactly like the deer of the Bala. The most important character is harmless. It's a smaller body than Mithun, but larger body than Temen. The skull of the Temen is much longer and narrower than that of the Mithun.
I see.
And the horn itself is much shorter and smaller. In case of Bala, it is like a Jersey cow of this flange area, but it's not exactly that of the Jersey. But it's a bit different from the Jersey.
Yes.
And it's not found in our plain area also.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, Gambaji, what is this characteristic of the Temen? Will you please explain about this?
Yeah, thank you so much. Temen is a well-built body without harm, having the height of more than 4 feet,
I see.
having the body weight of 350 to 400 kg body weight.
Yes.
The color of Temen is black in color,
Yeah.
and black colors up to the padlock and pastern design of the leg and forelegs, and extend up to the hoop of the tail.
I see.
And meat of Temen is tenderer than the meat of Mithun, just because of the deposition of fats in the intermediate fibers.
I see.
And its thrust period of Temen is 18 to 21 days.
Yeah.
And that of the age of maturity is 14 to 18 days, and that of the sexual maturity is 2 to 3 years.
I see.
And the period of gestation is 290 days plus minus 10 days.
Plus
And
10 days.
plus minus 10 days.
Yes.
It may be 300 days, it may be 280 days. And the period of lactation is 300 days. It depends upon the lean season and the flush season. Mostly it is in the flush season, that is in the summer season because of the abundance of green crust. But the most important characteristics of Temen is that its ability to produce milk and the quality of milk and the country method of preparations of this Margi Sayap and Sama.
I see.
And
Margi, soyap, and sama.
yeah,
I see.
the Temen, one Temen used to produce 3 to 4 liters of milk with extremely high percentage of fats, having extremely high percentage of solid not fat, that's SNF, and biological food balance like protein, vitamins, and minerals, etc.
I see.
And the color of the Temen milk is creamish white, but on exposure to light, the color becomes yellowish. That like I have a sample that I wanted to show it.
Show it, please.
So this is the fats portions of the Temen's milk. That is Margi Sayap in local dialect.
Like eat your, just for you said that, eat
Yeah.
your, okay.
Once it is, once the milk is milk from the Temen's dam,
Yeah.
the color of the milk seems to be a creamish white. But on exposure to light, it used to yellowish that of the egg, color of the egg yolk.
But how it's become that, you know, this cow's, cow's Margi Sayap, you said that cow's Margi Sayap is white in color.
Yeah,
And then this, it is different between this cow and, this milk is different between cow and this Temen.
yeah, of course, difference between there. And this is scientific behind it. Because the Temen milk contain the keratin percentage of 7.4 microgram per gram,
I see.
and vitamin A percentage of 38 internal IU per gram, and a tocopherol of 48 IU per gram with volatile fatty acids and traces of minerals, and having 99 to 99% of milk fat, and not more than the 0.5% of moistures.
Yeah.
So because of this high content of vitamin A, keratin, and riboflavin, vitamin B, etc.,
I see.
the color of the Temen becomes to yellow in color.
Yeah. And then this, you know, what are the utilities of this, just for you said that Margi, Sayap, and Sama?
Yeah,
Utility
before that, I want to add one thing, that since Temen milk contain extremely high percentage of fats,
I see.
so we can skimming of the Temen's milk after the Indian standard conditions, say example 3 to 3.5% of the Indian standard conditions.
Yeah.
Say one Temen produce 3 to 4 liters of milk a day, having the fat percentage of 10%. That can be skimmed up to 12 liters of milk per day. So obviously,
Yeah.
the price and the cost of 1 liter of Temen milk is more thrice that of the normal cow, because of the two-year pricing policy and two-axis pricing policy of the milk of the dairy industry,
I see.
because the industry based on the fat percentage and SNF percentage for the pricing policy. And the utility of Margi Sayap is that this Margi Sayap is produced by sunning.
I see.
Therefore, the local people use wooden cylindrical materials
Yes.
that are having internal sufficient space and one enclosed. The local people used to pour the Temen's milk in the materials for 2 to 3 days. After then, they used to sound with a wooden churner.
I see.
Then the fat portion is separated, and this separated portion is called Margi Sayap,
Margi Sayap.
and the remaining portion is
Margi
called,
Sayap is in the local dialect.
It is in the
from
local
Mechuka
dialect.
side or this Arunachal local dialect.
it is Arunachal local dialect of that area.
I
And the Margi Sayap, that is the ghee portion, that is the
Yeah.
fat portions, and the remaining portion is called Sama.
I see.
That is in local dialect. That is the fluid
Sama
portions
is
of the.
same color or some?
No, that is the fluid portion. That is
I
white
see.
isn't clear. And utilities that it's extremely having therapeutic value.
I see.
The local people used to use it as the cardon for the clotting of blood. Maybe it contains the blood clotting factors.
I see.
And the utility of Sama is that the people used to drink the Sama in after separation of milk,
Yes.
and they used to keep it for the sometimes. And once they used to keep it for 2 to 3 days, it develops some odor that's said to be sure, having beautiful, having sweet smell, flavor smell, having the color of having this sweet taste
Yes.
and pleasant odors.
And then this another one. What are the food? You know this nutritive values of the sayap and its keeping quality.
Yeah, thank you so much. This fats portion or ghee is the highest percentage of all the food and nutritive values of the all India dairy products in the world. Since
I see.
the fats portions or the Margi Sayap contains 99 to 99.5% of milk fat,
I see.
so it has a highly nutritive value, having the all the vitamins. Since I have said that it contains keratin, it contains vitamin A, it contains fatty acids, it contains some terraces of minerals.
I see.
So it has a long keeping quality and shelf life also. Because of the thinning of the arteries lumens of the heart.
I see.
But the Temen is this Temen's milk and this margis sap is very important for preparing of this candle wax and used for the soap and used for some medicinal purposes, used for some preparation of ghee, makhan, and some surfi. There is heart soluble substances, surfi in local dialect.
I see.
One of the heart soluble substances prepared from the Temen's milk, Temen's fat milk.
Okay, then, this what you have got any these pictorials of this? You said that ki margi, soyab, and sama and all.
Yeah. What
Can
I
you
have to
please- yeah.
explain it. So, by country of the desi method, because there are three methods of preparing the ghee.
Yeah.
One is country or desi method, one is creamery butter method, one is pre-stratification method. But in case of our area, we use by this country of the desi method. From here, once the margis sap or ghee is prepared on this sadhu, they used to keep it on the bottle, any kinds of the suitable container having rust-free container.
Sadhu is that sadhu made by what called is it wood or?
No, it is wooden,
I see.
made by the local people itself.
Yeah.
So once the ghee is prepared,
Yeah, I see.
once the sap is prepared, they used to keep in any kinds of rust-free container. The container should not contain any kinds of rust. It should be rust-free at the 20 degrees when used for churning of the. And I have a very beautiful prospect for it that Temen can be reared in this plain area and adjoining areas of the plain area, since the Mithun can be found here at the Itanagar complex and along West Chang, any kinds of Nagaland and some Holland also. So this Temen can be reared because only the thing is that the Temen is not available here and the Bala is not available here. What we have to try is that we have to cross breeding formula with the Temen into Jersey, Temen into Rashindi, Temen into Buffalo, the Temen into the local cows, the Temens into any kinds of highly productive animals. Already some of our research scientists are conducting on the Mithun, they're conducting research on Temen, they're conducting research on Mithun, Yak and Siri. And I'm including a new chapter, the new history, the new research that I'm conducting, that is about Temen. The Temen is the progeny produced from Mithun and Bala. The Bala is confined to the area itself, and the Temen is only confined to the area itself. This is a new discovery because every discovery begins with beautiful observations, sincere observations. Think of Michael Faraday. One day he was sitting upset near the tree. He saw one fruit fell down from the tree. So his inquisitive and his curiosity mind think for that. So once the fruit is detached from the tree, how come it's not fall on the sky? Why it is fall on the earth? So from that very curiosity and inquisitive mind, he discovered the law of gravity.
Gravity, yeah.
So this research is exactly same like that. And think of some genius and some super scientists like Archimedes. One day he was bathing at one day he took bath at the tin. Once he immersed on the tin, the water flows out from the tin. So then he discovered the Archimedes' law of displacement, buoyancy force. So every discovery, every super scientist, every genius, they begin with some sort of minded observation, tactical interest, and dedicated concentrations and perseverance and determinations.
I see. That means you mean that the Temen can be found from the Mechuka subdivision only. And any other place in Arunachal Pradesh you will get that kind of Temens and all.
Yeah, for this, as far as my
Temen
journal,
and Bala, yeah.
as far as I have concerned to the journal, as far as I'm concerned to my fellow officers and doctors, as far as I'm concerned to any kinds of international magazines, and the Bioscience magazine, the Nature journal from London, and some of the Posuram, Indian veterinary medical journals, the veterinarians, and there's so many professional and biological and nature-related magazines. From that magazines and from any, I have not heard any. I have not come across with this Temen and Bala in any other places. If it is found in other places also, that is highly welcome and that is mostly welcome, because this is a science, this is a research. The research, it not only mean that it should be confined in that specific area. It may be at other places. But the thing is this: if it is found in other places also, we must come across. We must be interact, so that we can come to the conclusion that this and this thing can be acclimated and adapted in this and that place. So there is some resemblance and there is some similarity. This is how the Darwin's lemma, they discovered inheritance, discovered origin of species and evolutions.
Yeah.
This is how we can relate it. We can correlate it with other area, other climate, and other animal.
I mean, okay. Anyway, what are the other prospects of the Temen research, and then what you are going to do about this Temen and Bala for in Arunachal Pradesh?
First, and I heartily request the government of Arunachal Pradesh and the scientific community. We need cooperation and encouragement from government, the scientific commission, and community, and research community to come forward us. Let us do some research.
Yeah.
Because once the research will success, maybe the Temen, the Arunachal, maybe this research may include a new chapter in the history of animal husbandry and veterinary professions.
Of course.
Tomorrow, maybe
high quality products.
and the government of Arunachal and government of India can patent it. Yeah.
Encourage.
Since the basmati can be patented, if the basmati can be patented,
Right.
say example, if the basmati can be patented by America, if the basmati can be patented by India and Pakistan, so why not this Temen and Temen's product cannot be patented by government of India and Arunachal Pradesh? We must be patented, we must be encouraged. That this sort of research must be looked into a positive angle. This is the beginning of the development of society. This is the beginning of the development of science at Arunachal Pradesh. This is the beginning of the new scientists and new science at Arunachal Pradesh.
Anyway, I nearly forgot. How you know that there is Temen in a very remote place in Mexico? How you came to know?
Yeah,
How
thank you
this
so
was?
much. Yeah, really.
It's a very interesting question.
It was rather incidental. I was doing my duty at my
Because
posted place.
you know,
That
this
is,
Mexico is very sensitive, very remote area.
yeah, yeah. I was- yeah.
Few people know about that place, and then you came to know about Temen, Bala, and our place in the Mexico subdivision. So
Yeah. Now, of course, the name of Temen I used to go from my alias also because I used to belong from the Western.
Yeah.
But this discovery and this foundation, this is something like incidental. I was doing my duty on one morning, and I did my duty since from 5 to 6 p.m. and there is milking hours at my regional hill cattle breeding farm demonstration at Kamki along. And from the morning walk, the two gypsy came. One gypsy was belonged to our secretary, the earring shop, and was belonged to my DV shop. And they approached me and they requested me to I have to go with them. They pick up me at the gypsy and they took me at the tractor. And I went along them. And I have seen this Temen there. Then my curiosity, I think that I have to do something for it because that is very hilly terrain area, steep valley, deep grass, not suitable for agricultural cultivations.
Right.
I thought that I have to bring out some prospect and some prosperity from that area. Since my visit should not be in vain. I found that area is suitable for apple cultivation, suitable for this any kinds of this poultry and this sheep rearing. And I have seen that Temen is there, Bala is there, Mithun is there. Then I thought this is my profession related. I have to do something for
own
it.
expense.
Yeah. Then
There's no any governmental organization that
No.
okay.
everything I did on my own expense. I went there on my own interest, my own inquisitive mind. Then on the next program, I went there. I went with my cameras, I went with every equipment and materials needed for research. Then I stayed there, and I have met some local people like this.
Local
all the-
people, you told me about the pictorials and that there's some local people standing with
Yeah.
you and some kind of scenario.
Yeah,
I see.
some
It's
local
very
peoples.
Beautiful waterfall on the way. to
Yeah,
the-
those waterfalls and those scenic views are the landscape view of that area. And I have interacted with all the GVs, all men, head Gamburas, and some response from the CEO, and especially I have interacted with the Mr. Tasar Gamdik,
Yes.
one of the tourist information officer, whom I have consulted many times, and even this Mr.
consult?
Interviewer also, Aling Pingam. Since he belongs from the Tato area,
Of course.
I have discussed with him also, and I have discussed with every responsible persons from that area. That even I have tried to meet the responsible representative body of that area, Mr. Tadik Shizi also. I have met the director industry, Titi Gamdik sir also director, and I have met the CEO Tato, and I have tried to discuss
Okay.
everything. I have tried to discuss with my
Kamaji,
own expense.
anyway, I wish you all success beyond the conventional life, conventional boundary. So thank you very much for it.
So thank you.
Okay.
Thank you to the viewers and thank you to the listeners.
Okay.